Good evening. I'm here again with another thought. I've named it Understanding when it doesn't cost us anything. Most people don't want understanding. They want peace with dignity and will call it understanding if it works. I've noticed something uncomfortable about understanding. It is surprisingly easy for me to understand people who have nothing to do with my life. A stranger on television, someone from another country, even someone who has committed terrible acts. I can listen to their story. I can see the suffering behind their actions. I can acknowledge their humanity, not because I'm exemptionally compassionate, but because they have not hurt me. The moment the hurt is personal, directed at me or at someone I love, understanding becomes almost impossible. I can force myself into it. I can bring morality, open mindedness, spiritual ideas, psychological explanations. But underneath all of that, there is a quieter truth. Everyone is for themselves when it comes to pain. Understanding feels noble when it is abstract, when the cost is low, when my nervous system is not under threat. Which makes me question what we mean when we say, you should try to understand. Do we understand or do we comply? Do we forgive or do we perform forgiveness because it keeps the social fabric intact? Perhaps much of what we call understanding is not an inner realization, but a negotiated truce with discomfort. And perhaps real understanding is rarer than we admit because it asks us to stay open exactly where we are wounded. Why people force themselves to understand others, not spiritually, not ideally, but actually social survival, moral identity, conflict avoidance, fear of being seen as rigid or cruel, control disguised as compassion, spiritual bypassing, hope. So, do we really understand? Sometimes, yes, when the nervous system is regulated, when the wound is not bleeding, when there is enough inner safety. But very often, we approximate understanding. We rehearse it. We borrow it from ethics, spirituality, or therapy language. And that may be useful, but it is not the same thing as truth. So, coming back, most people don't want understanding. They want peace with dignity and will call it understanding if it works. See you again another day with another of my thought. Thanks for listening.